TikTok's ban deadline is looming. What happens next? The National Security Council added Gmail to its list of bad decisions. And an Arkansas social media age verification law was blocked by a federal judge. It's Wednesday, April 2nd, and this is your morning roundup of tech news from Engadget. TikTok's deadline to sell off or cede its U.S. operations is once again approaching. The 75-day extension delaying the enforcement of a nationwide TikTok ban is set to run out Saturday, April 5th, unless the company finally reaches an agreement to find a new owner. Who might buy it? And what happens if no deal is reached? Well, President Donald Trump has suggested that a deal is imminent and could be reached before that deadline. What such an agreement will look like is still extremely unclear. A number of interested buyers have come forward, including YouTuber Mr. Beast, Reddit co-founder Alexis Ohanian, and Perplexity AI. Oracle, which almost bought TikTok in 2020 and was a key part of TikTok's earlier negotiations to address national security concerns, is also in the running. Depending on which bid wins out, TikTok could end up looking very different. ByteDance, TikTok's Chinese owner, will not allow another company to take control of the app's coveted recommendation algorithm, and that means a new owner would have to rebuild TikTok's central feature. Perplexity AI, for example, has said it would take on this task of reverse engineering the app's For You feed, making it open source and implementing some kind of community notes-style fact-checking feature. Reddit co-founder Alexis Ohanian, who joined a group of investors known as Project Liberty, has hinted at a vision for TikTok that somehow ties in with blockchain technology. There's also another, potentially less disruptive option on the table. The White House is also considering a deal that would allow TikTok's existing U.S. investors to roll over their stakes into a new independent global TikTok company. That's according to the New York Times. Under this arrangement, Oracle could also end up overseeing TikTok's U.S. data, while ByteDance hangs on to its algorithm, as the Financial Times reported in March. And there's the possibility of no deal. What would happen if Trump's deal is not finalized by Saturday? The answer, it seems, is probably nothing. Trump has said he would likely extend the deadline again if the clock runs out on the current extension. Once again, it's not entirely clear if another extension is legal, but CNN reports that a second extension might be an uphill battle if challenged in court. In the meantime, TikTok is unlikely to go dark like it briefly did in January when the ban law first went into effect. The Washington Post reported that members of the White House's National Security Council have used personal Gmail accounts to conduct government business. National Security Advisor Michael Waltz and a senior aide of his both used their own accounts to discuss sensitive information with colleagues. That's according to the Post's review and interviews with government officials who spoke to the newspaper anonymously. Email is not the best approach for sharing information meant to be kept private. That covers sensitive data for individuals such as Social Security numbers or passwords, much less confidential or classified government documents. It simply has too many potential paths for a bad actor to access information they should not. Government departments typically use business-grade email services rather than relying on consumer email services. The federal government also has its own internal communications systems with additional layers of security, making it all the more baffling that current officials are being so cavalier with how they handle important information. Eva Galperin, director of cybersecurity at the Electronic Frontier Foundation, told the Post, unless you are using GPG, email is not end-to-end encrypted, and the contents of a message can be intercepted and read at many points, including on Google's email servers. Additionally, there are regulations requiring that certain official government communications be preserved and archived. Using a personal account could allow some messages to slip through the cracks, accidentally or intentionally. As with last week's Signal debacle, there have been no repercussions thus far for any federal employees taking risky data privacy actions. An Arkansas law requiring social media companies to verify the ages of their users has been struck down by a federal judge who ruled that it was unconstitutional. The decision is a significant victory for the social media companies and digital rights groups that have opposed the law and others like it. Arkansas became the second state to pass an age verification law for social media in 2023. The Social Media Safety Act required companies to verify the names of users under 18 and get permission from their parents. The law was challenged by NetChoice, a lobbying group representing the tech industry, whose membership includes Meta, Snap, X, Reddit, and YouTube. NetChoice has also challenged laws restricting social media access in Utah, Texas, and California. In the ruling, Judge Timothy Brooks said that the law, known as Act 689, was overly broad. Brooks also highlighted the unconstitutionally vague applicability of the law, which seemingly created obligations for some online services, but may have exempted services which had the predominant or exclusive function of direct messaging, like Snapchat. Thanks for listening. There's more to these stories and more tech news at Engadget.com. This episode featured journalism from Carissa Bell and Anna Washenko, and was voiced and produced from the sound studios of Spoken Layer. Enjoy your day, and I'll be back tomorrow with more tech news from Engadget.